Okay guys, so basically, like I said, sorry if I cut the video short earlier on. You'll see a video, this will be the second one today. Anyway, like I said, I cut it short because I was walking down that sort of alleyway thing, and there was two people down the bottom end that I thought, like, not sure, and particularly in that area, although, you know, I'm not saying anything necessarily that would have been untoward, but it's just a matter of being, I don't know, just being careful, I guess, you know what I mean, just being sensible. You know, here's me with the camera filming, blah blah blah, in an area that, you know, people might think like, oh, look at this flash so and so, whatever, you know what I mean. I'm not saying, it's just about a bit of common sense, that's all. Do you know what I mean? I'm not making aspersions or whatever, you know, in that sense. It's just about a bit of common sense, do you know what I mean? And the way I see it is like, you know, I don't know whether that area is particularly a deprived area necessarily or whatever sort of thing. It might be, it might not be, do you know what I mean? I don't really know because I don't know that area. I very rarely go down that part, so, you know, and I just walk through. I've been through there a few times before, and always has a feel of sort of like, you know, just be a bit wary kind of thing, but, you know, never anything untoward's ever happened or anything like that, so I'm not necessarily, it's just, like I say, you know, these two geezers were sat there, and, you know, it might be absolutely fine, but I just, you know, like I said, you know, I don't believe in rubbing things in people's faces necessarily. Now, I'm not saying that, you know, because obviously you know my circumstances, I'm no better off than anybody else necessarily, maybe even a little bit worse off, but that isn't really the point. From outward appearances, me with a camera, just waffling on, you know, I don't know. And like I say, it's just a bit of common sense at the end of the day. Just you know, let's not be overly whatever. You know, anyway, sorry, blah 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 blah. Anyway, that isn't what I'm making the video about. Just wanted to sort of quantify why. Why do I keep saying quantify? It's not quantify. Anyway, so just wanted to sort of kind of explain why it cut off so suddenly, essentially. Just being mindful and wary. Anyway, so as I said in that video, I've been to my girlfriend's ex-girlfriend, Joanne. I went to see her today. We're still on speaking terms and everything, and you know, but I haven't seen her for a good long time, and you know, I didn't really want to go around there cap in hand necessarily. It's the last thing I wanted to do. Do you know what I mean? Seriously, you know, up till now I've avoided having to do that. But my cat had run out of food. You know what I mean? Spot. You've seen Spot. I've shown him many times on the videos. He is about somewhere. I just heard him. Oh, in fact, look, he's having something to eat. Oh, look, there he is. Hello, lovely. Hello, Spot. You see, so Spotty had no food. And, you know, it's not his fault, you know what I mean? He relies on me, you know what I mean, to give him food and what have you. So, you know, and I love him to bits. And I didn't want him going hungry, and he was crying at me this morning. You know, he's meowing because he wants some food, and there is none. And, you know, it was heartbreaking, you know what I mean? And it was like, I thought, I've got to do something, do you know what I mean? I can't let him go hungry, you know what I mean? So I thought the only person I could think of who might have some spare food, like I say, was Joanne. So, you know, I popped down there, and, you know, everything was good, and we chatted, and we had a cup of tea, and blah blah blah, and, you know, it was nice to see her again, actually, you know what I mean? So anyway, she also gave me £20, do you know what I mean? Which again I didn't ask for. You know, my intention was just to get the cat food, but you know, at the end of the day, I'm in a desperate situation. You know, as much as I don't want to have to take people's money, you know, that's not. You know, sorry, it's just that this is not a very nice position to be in. It's seriously, do you know what I mean? It's like I want to stand on my own 2 feet. Really do. But anyway, again, I don't want to sort of get back into all of that. And but anyway, so, you know, very kindly, she lent me £20, and anyway, so I've also I was speaking to, so a few days ago, speaking to Martin from the SHP, and he was suggesting to me that I go to the places like Lidl Lidl, if people aren't aware, or people that don't, are not in this country that watch these videos, I don't know. Lidl is a very cheap store, cheaper than even some of the cheap stores, if you see what I mean, because what they do is they have generic brands. So instead of Nescafe coffee, they'll have a brand that looks very similar. That was something that really noticed when I was in there, actually, because I've been in a Lidl, but not for many years, to be quite honest, and I very rarely use them, to be quite honest. A little bit of snobbery involved, perhaps, you know what I mean? Not that I look down on those shops necessarily, on people that shop in them, but I've always seen them as like they're the really cheap brands sort of thing, you know what I mean? And probably don't taste all that nice either, you know what I mean? Because they're really cheap ingredients, whatever. Anyway. So like I said, the thing is, I very rarely have gone in them, and they're very, but something I noticed, maybe I didn't really notice it before, whatever, but the point is that as I'm walking around, I noticed that loads of the packaging looks very much like the top brand names. Do you know what I mean? They're very similar. Until you go up close, because at first you look at them and you think like, oh, there's Nescafe coffee, and you get to it and then you realise, oh, hang on, no, it's just some generic brand. Do you know what I mean? But they look very similar. Now, I think it's clever marketing. I think it's really clever the way they've done that, because it kind of fools you to something, lulls you into a sort of sense of, oh, I'm buying the real deal here, sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? It's not I know, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that it's a con, because I don't think it is. I think they're within their legal names, you know what I mean? Their packaging is similar, it's not the same. But it looks, from a distance particularly, looks very much like the real article sort of thing, the top brands, whatever. And I just found that really interesting. I thought, wow, that's really clever what they've done there, because, like I say, I think it plays on the psychology, do you know what I mean? Because, again, I guess like myself, you don't really want to think of yourself being having to buy the most cheapest stuff in the whole world. Anyway, look, this could turn into a flipping another long video, so let me just cut to the chase. So, like I said, it's got loads of really cheap stuff in there. Some things are a little bit more expensive but I don't think necessarily than the other major high streets necessarily. But anyway, again, for £10, just over 10 quid, I got a fair bit of stuff. And to get back to what I was saying a minute ago, because I've just noticed I've waffled on again. I go off on tangents, I'm really sorry. I am a bit all over the place at the moment. But you see, the thing is, right, that Martin was telling me to buy a load of cheap mints, which I've done. It's reasonably cheap, and 800 grams, you know what I mean? Not bad. So I bought a load of mints. I've got myself some cheap bolognese sauce, and he said to me, get a load of spaghetti. I mean, look at the spaghetti I bought, right? Let me just find that spaghetti, because I want to show you this, right? This is pretty awesome, right? You see, I've got a packet of spaghetti here, right? Now, even the cheap brands of spaghetti in, say, like Sainsbury's, Tesco's, or whatever. Now, I could be wrong, because I've not looked absolutely, because again, I am a bit of a snob sometimes, especially with around food. Not necessarily with other things, but with food, definitely. I do like brand names, to be quite honest. Maybe it's because of that sense of trusting them, and because they expect them to be a decent quality, and they generally taste nice, blah, 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 blah. It's all a psychological thing anyway, you know what I mean? It's very, psychological, and that's another thing anyway, but I'll talk about that in a minute. Anyway, so this packet of spaghetti, which is 500 grams, and to be quite honest, like I say, it looks very similar to the sort of cheap ones that they sell in Sainsbury's and Tesco's and the like. That was 20p. 20p for that. Do you know what I mean? Now, I don't know if Sainsbury's do something similar with the same weight or whatever. I'm not sure, to be quite honest. They might do. I'm not sure. I know they have their own brand. They've got lots of different cheap brands, actually, as well as the top brand names. So, like, they've got like various different cheap ranges that sort of go down in price, sort of thing. And I think the cheapest is which is their own brand, which is very plain packaging, with just Sainsbury's written across the top. Now they might be about 20p as well. I'm not sure though, to be honest. I haven't really checked it out. Maybe just out of curiosity I'll check it. But 20p for that. So I got like, what did I get? I got 3 packets of that. I got the minced beef. I got the 500 grams or whatever of sauce. And Martin reckoned what I could do is I could like make up the sauce in one big batch, and then get like freezer bags, put sort of portions into freezer bags, stick them in the freezer, and you know, get, I don't know, as many meals as possible, as humanly possible out of it, sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? So you know, for that, whatever it was, like I don't know, just under £4 or whatever, get like 10 meals out of it or something or whatever. Do you know what I mean? So I've taken his advice and that's what I've done. So I went to Lidl's, which is one of the cheapest ones, like I said, and I bought loads of cheap food, and you know, and I've still got just under £9. No, sorry, just under £10 left from the £20 that Joanne gave me. So that means I've got some reserve to be able to buy other little bits and bobs as and when I need it, sort of thing. So, and very quickly, well, I'll say very quickly, you know me, quickly might be another 20 minutes yet, but something occurred to me as I was coming back from the shops with this lot. Something really struck me, which I think is really fundamental, and I will perhaps talk about this. In fact, I'm going to do another little video around this, because like, I'm standing there and I need to put this shopping away. I'm rather standing here and waffling about it, because I like to sit down so I can concentrate and think about what I'm trying to tell you guys, because it's really struck me, and it's only occurred to me just literally as I'm walking down the road with this, and it's about the psychology of food. That's, for some reason, that's the phrase I've coined is in the top of my head. Maybe there is already a book or a research or whatever called that. I have no idea. So maybe subconsciously I picked that up from somewhere else. I have no idea. But all I know is that that's popped into my head. The psychology of food. Maybe there is a book. It probably sounds like there is a book out there already with that title or whatever, and research already into this. I don't know. But all I know is that the psychology of food. It's like, wow, hang about. Because I realised just how I was feeling. The difference between when I was walking to Joanne's to try and get some food for Spot, and then walking back from Lidl's with 2 shopping bags full of food that should hopefully last me for at least 10 days. No, well, in fact, no, longer than that, because that's just the spaghetti I showed you. I've got a few other bits and bobs in there that will help. So some cheese and ham, so I can make some cheese and ham sandwiches and what have you, sort of thing. But anyway, the thing is that so that food will last for a good, I don't know, hopefully maybe even 14 days or something, whatever. Anyway, but so the thing is that, like, as I'm walking down the road with those bags of shopping, I just realised how much stress or stressless I felt. Do you know what I mean? The stress had just lifted. Felt so much more relaxed. Not completely, still lots of worries and all the rest of it, blah blah blah, but compared to how I've been feeling, and the tension and the anxiety and the fear and the worry and all the rest of it, how much that lifted just having and just knowing in the back of my mind, I've got some food now. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter that I haven't really still got any money as such, apart from that, just under that £9, but it's just amazing how less fraught I feel. You know what I mean? Just knowing that now I've got some food. So anyway, I'm going to just explore this a little bit further, to be honest, because it's intrigued me, and I want to explore it a little bit, and I'll explore it on camera because I've got no one to talk to. So there's only you guys I can explore this with. So hopefully you'll. I know maybe you like my entertaining videos, and I like my entertaining videos. Believe me, I like to go places and visit interesting places, castles and this, that and the other, and blah 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 blah. But at the moment we're kind of just limited, so please bear with me. But I don't know, I need to explore this. I need to think about it, and I need to ruminate, think, talk, and explore why, just how powerful the psychology of food actually is. Because the thing is, food feeds you on a fundamental level and keeps you alive, but the psychology of it, the way it impacts you on a psychological level, I think it's just as powerful. Anyway, right, I'm going to leave the video here for now, because I'm going to upload these 2 little videos. One's really short, this one's obviously a little bit longer now. Right, so I'm going to leave it there for now, and I'll catch you guys in a bit, because I'm definitely going to do another video shortly. Okay guys, bye for now.